Welcome to the Plant-Based Podcast. Did you know that plants are truly amazing? Not only can you grow them and eat them, you can also wear them, drink them, nourish your skin with them, and so much more. Let Ellen and Michael inspire you to love plants as much as they do, as they chat with the movers and shakers in this wonderful plant-based world. So, let's dig in.
Hello and welcome to the Plant-Based Podcast, brought to you by me, Ellen Mary, and Michael Perry. We should all be cautious of caring for our environment and making small, sustainable changes in our daily lives. So why not start by making delicious changes? Stoneleigh Wines create their premium wine in New Zealand, and it's made from 100% sustainably sourced grapes, and it's vegan certified. Stoneleigh Sauvignon Blanc expresses the vibrancy and fresh flavours of the Marlborough region through their minimal intervention winemaking philosophy and collaboration with nature. We have a unique discount for our listeners. You can get 20% off Stoneleigh Sauvignon Blanc exclusively on Amazon using the code STONELEIGH20, STONELEIGH20. Welcome to the Plant-Based Podcast News.
Your horticultural roundup for the week.
Great news from our friends at Seedball. The petition they started to overturn the decision to use pesticides on sugar beet crops has raised over 10,000 signatures, which means the government must respond. Please keep on signing and check out the link on Seedball's socials. It's all about saving our bees.
March was a cold, wet month as the retail trade waited for spring to finally take off. We actually have some exclusive information on which items sold best in garden centres during March despite that weather. Gift cards came out top, whilst garden furniture with reductions widespread filled 5 of the top 10 turnover items. Bedding, alpines, herbs and camellias were top-selling plants, with camellias possibly replacing plants lost in the heatwave last summer.
DEFRA revealed on the 23rd of March that while some peat-containing products will be banned from shelves in 2027, others will be exempt from a ban until 2030. So this means that for some professional growers, peat use will still be permitted for the next 7 years. The decision has been met with anger from many gardeners and environmentalists and groups. Peatlands are precious habitats, vital for nature and for our climate because they store vast amounts of carbon and are home to some of the UK's most special wildlife.
Have you been itching to get back out in the garden and cut the grass now that we're into British summertime? Well, the dry weather in February has led to a significant improvement in ground conditions, and maybe you've already had a tinker in the garden. But can you cut your grass too early, and when is the best time of year for the first cut? Adrienne Armstrong has been a gardener with Belfast City Council for 40 years and says the gardening team would only consider a cut in the winter months if there was a mild spell and noticeable growth. The important thing is to set the blade high and only take off the tips, says Adrienne. That way, if there's a sudden cold spell and a frost, the lawn won't be damaged as there's still plenty of grass to protect the cells at the root level.
Dobbies Garden Centre in Royston is partnering with BBC Radio 2 as part of the Let It Grow initiative, with 1,000 packets of free seeds will be handed out to customers. Seeds will be given out at the Royston Store's customer service desk until Sunday, 28th of May. It's a first come, first served basis, so you better get down there quick. Oh.
You make me yawn every time I see you.
I was going to say, Michael's tired already, tired of chatting with me. So above your head, there's a canopy or something. I can't quite see. But
It's
then
the Starbucks umbrella.
Oh, yeah, it's
Parasol.
Starbucks. Okay, well, the pole that's keeping the umbrella up,
Yeah.
like it's an arrow pointing at your head.
Oh,
So
yeah,
on
naturally.
video, it's like you're sitting underneath something and it's going like this to your head. Like, yes, it's Michael, he's here.
No, I'm just going to work at QVC shortly, so it's Chiswick Park. Have you ever been around here? It's a really nice business park, really. Yeah.
No, I've never been there.
It's quite luxe. It's a nice place to work, to be honest. And there's always people landscaping the grounds and like security staff and like,
Right.
it's nice.
Have you
And
got a show
sexy
today?
lighting. Yeah, 5 p.m.
Right.
The style hours, the ones that we are doing in the week, every weekday, there's some shows now. So that's pretty cool. And I'm on a Wednesday.
You're the Wednesday slot. So the style
Yeah.
hour for you is about plants and gardening, I'm assuming. What is
Yeah,
different about it?
Yeah, it's 2 hours every day. So I've got different theme shows today. I've got shade gardens and edible gardens.
Okay.
Like Mark Lane, for example, he's got his own shows. Emma Real Davis, she does cottage gardens, kind of. Yeah, so it's I think it's doing quite well, actually. So, yeah, but it's so different for me to be here in the week because I'm usually here on a weekend when it's a lot quieter and you never see anyone. And, yeah, it's like kind of thronging with business people at this time of day. So.
Mingling.
And nice little food trucks. Yeah. It's a cool
really
place. Yeah.
What have you been up to? What's your day been like?
Today. Oh, I've been for a coffee with, do you know Rebuildagram?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kirsty. It was just really cool. Like you know when you kind of been outside each other's spheres for a while and we were kind of like, oh, we should just meet up and kind of have a little coffee because she's in Richmond, which is obviously not far from where I am. So, yeah. And we met at Petersham. You've been there, right?
Slush. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Every time I forget how lovely it is and it's almost like it gets more lovely every time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because it's that spring vibe and they've got loads of the planters with bulbs freshly in and moss here and there. And they've got, I don't remember like last summer, but they got this big border where it's like loads of tulips coming through. I don't know if they have that as a cutting garden or it's just examples. I don't know, but it's, oh my God, it looks like it's going to be wild.
It's
wild
like,
in a sexy way, not in a wild in a messy way.
Sexy wild. I went in March a couple of years ago, and it feels like indulgent. You know when you feel like you're indulging in something.
It's a very unique type of gardening, actually. Yeah, it's indulgence gardening. Yeah, it's really cool.
We all like to indulge in gardening sometimes.
So I just been kind of like just sorting things out admin-wise this week, going here and there. Yeah, and just doing stuff. It's so funny because maybe you're the same, but I've always got, I think because I work at the weekend and then I think of things I need to then do in the week and I put them in as reminders and then suddenly I always get to Monday and I've got this massive like bulging inbox of things to do and I'm always like, oh, how will I get it done? And then kind of after like a day, I then kind of, it's like I straighten it all out and get a bit calmer and like, yeah, it's funny. I always overreact every time. Or maybe actually what I do is just write it out into a list. And the minute it's in a list, whether you've done it or not, you feel good about it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. There's something about a list.
Yeah.
That's what I do. So I'll have a list and then the list can get a bit overwhelming. You know, if it just going on and on and on and you're like, how will I ever do?
But then I'll just rewrite it.
As soon as you tick a few off, you're like, oh yeah, I'm progressing. So yeah, I do love a list as well.
But I'm really weird because I'll take stuff from like my phone reminders, then I'll write a list of those things to do. And I've got then a long list and a shorter list with like kind of the quicker things. And then sometimes if I don't get to the short stuff and I know the time when I'll do it, then I put it back onto the electronic list.
Right.
So I move stuff from the list to list. But I get done, so it's all right.
If the work gets
But some
done.
of it is just cathartic, you know?
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
If that's what makes you happy, yeah.
So yeah, I really thrive on kind of juggling all the stuff bits. Yeah.
I think your ability to juggle your work and jump from one thing to the next never ceases to amaze me, and I admire it very much. Yeah.
Really?
You've always been like that.
But I would feel like you do as well, no?
I don't think I do it with such finesse as you.
Aha. Okay.
And also,
know,
I've lost control of my email inbox completely, and it's probably the first time ever since I've ever had emails.
Aha.
I've lost control of it. It's like it's just a lot.
Well, I tend to I keep it as a to-do list, and then every so often I kind of like purge and go a bit deeper just to check if anything that hasn't happened or this and that, and that way I kind of pick up on anything I might have missed as well.
So that makes me feel a little bit better. That's kind of what I do.
I'm not aware of it all the time, and I'm not one of those people that gets it down to one or anything. That's not of interest to me, because I keep it as an ongoing to-do list. I need to see the emails there almost to know that this is happening. You know, and the minute something's happened, then I get rid of the whole thread. So it really kind of, that's
the same.
I use it dynamically.
Get you, Mr. Dynamic.
Yeah.
Mr. Dynamic Perry. Mr. Dynamic Geek, we could change your name.
So you're all packed for your trip?
No, I'm not packed. So we got back from Florida on Sunday, and since then I've just mainly been working. But yesterday I took the afternoon off and decided I'd better plant some plants on our very looking balcony, and that is way better. But then I planted them all up, and it kind of looks nice and neat. And then I leave on Friday, and it's all left to hubby. Anyone who listens to the podcast knows that I always say it, so I don't really know what will happen.
Well, but the thing is, I kind of feel you're a bit crazy. Why are you planting it up before you go away? Because you know it's going to end in tears. Why don't you plant it up when you go back?
There's a few reasons why. Because first of all, I like it to look nice. But
you're not going to see it.
My hubby loves it. Like, he sits out there.
So you're planting it for him?
Kind of, yeah. Like, he sits and works out there. No one can really see it because we're up the top, so it's not for anyone else.
Yeah, so if he doesn't water it, it's his fault, technically.
And also...
he's the one suffering.
And also, we're on the edge of the city, and one side of the building is quite rural. Like, there's loads of trees and it's very beautiful. And the other side is all buildings. But there's not many balconies facing out towards the rural side, or the suburbs side, should I say, that plants on. So we get hummingbirds, we get little lizards, we get bees, we get butterflies. They all kind of come up here, and I wanted to get it done and ready because they'll soon be back, you know.
Okay. Because it's only a few floors up, right?
We're the top, but it's only 4 floors.
Yeah. See, I think me being on 10th floor, I think that's far too high for any wildlife, is it? Do you think?
No, not at all. So you would definitely get bees, maybe the odd butterfly, definitely moths and birds.
How do they know? They would have to be quite lost.
I know. I always find it really amazing how if you've got if there's not a lot around you, but you've got your little balcony with plants on, how do they know? Like, they know. I guess, like, if you were a human in the middle of nowhere and you saw a tree and some water, you would go to it, right?
Oh, yeah, true. Maybe, yeah. It's like an oasis. A mirage. Well, not a mirage because it exists. Yeah.
It would be an oasis in the city. So then I come back really at the end of May, but only for a couple of weeks. So I will, tidy it up. I haven't.
You're only going back so you can complain about things not being watered.
I haven't planted it all up. I've done minimum. Like, I literally went to one garden centre, got a few bits, and done one little thing so it looks nice. But it was enjoyable nonetheless. Don't forget, it's like I do enjoy doing it regardless of that. So no, I'm not. Cool. I will pack on Friday. I leave about. I leave 6 p.m. here to New York, and then the overnight flight from New York.
Oh, how lovely! Because it's Easter next week, so. Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, weekend after.
Next weekend. Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's nice. Defo. My first column is out in Horticulture Week this week.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, New Plants Radar. I'm a grown-up now.
You're adulting for real.
Yeah. Obviously, to a lot of listeners, it's a trade kind of commercial magazine, but yeah, maybe people that grab it would. I think it'll be online. Oh, but you'll need a login, won't you? So, yeah. But yeah, so it's cool. But I'll obviously post about it. It's quite
quite cool to have like a sort of regular column, as it were. But I always worry about doing things regular that I'm going to either forget or get bored.
You just get into a flow and it becomes sort of like a weekly thing, you know.
True.
You just it'll be top of your to-do list every week for the day before the deadline.
Ellen, it's so annoying. It's still like, not to talk about the weather, but obviously I'm about to. It's just so dull, and this dirty film over the sky still. It's like, it's just not giving spring whatsoever. And like, magnolias are obviously in flower, daffodils, but they have no shine or shimmer to them because the sun's not been out.
Okay, it's coming.
I don't know who to write to about this, but
I seriously think you need to write to Mother Nature, but it's coming. I've got a feeling in my bones. So I looked at the weather today, this morning actually, because I was like, well, I get back Saturday. I won't even get home till Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to the allotment on Sunday and Monday, like immediately. So I looked at the weather. Whatever the weather. And it looked cold and I was like, what, still?
I feel we've been cheated.
Yeah, but I think the sun's coming. I think there's going to be some sunshine.
I think the magic year that I'll never get out of my head was 2020, wasn't it? It was sunny from, you weren't really here, but it was sunny from the very moment they announced the pandemic until the end of it, which was lovely. And that's a conspiracy I believe in, because the sun they sorted out the sun real good.
They wrote to Mother Nature.
Oh dear, honestly. But yeah, it's just a bit, you can't help but like, you try and bash through it, but it's really hard. Yeah. I think that connection to the sun does a lot for the soul.
Oh, it does. We're all connected, right? We need vitamin D. We need vitamin D to be well. And, you know, one of the natural sources, of course, is the sunshine. So we're all connected.
But I find that you just can't fight it with, like, those light boxes and things like that. I don't know. Maybe my body's too wise.
They can help. They definitely help with seasonal affective disorder, but ultimately you want the natural sunlight, don't you? That's what's
I find it hard to trick myself with stuff like that.
I think this weekend there's going to be some sunshine. That's my based on nothing.
Okay, that sounds great.
Based on me wanting to go to the allotment on Sunday with a little bit of sunshine. I do feel very, very lucky to have had some sunshine for sure here. It's been on and off. Like, we've had really cold temperatures. Some days have been grey and rainy, but we're at the moment, so I'm having a few days dose of that before I come back.
Oh, flip flop.
Flip to the floor.
What else do you want to report to me, Melon?
What do I want to report to you? I don't really know, because I've been very absorbed in doing retreat and work and leaving here. There's always so much to do when I leave here for the spring and summer. I've actually just been doing some stuff with BBC Gardeners World Live for the show coming up in June, which is really cool.
Cool. And so what do you mean, content or?
Yeah, some bits and pieces that will go out shortly. So I think we've said before, but there's a new houseplant hub at the show in June, and the area is being designed by Kate Mason Garden Designs. And I'm hosting it on all days, so just tons of houseplant chat, with experts, which is really, really cool to be doing that. And we're doing some bits and pieces for that, which is really
seems like you're a grown up as well.
I do. When I was literally the other day working out the retreat food, like the menu and the schedule and the bits that I will be doing, like the guided meditations and the proper guided forest bathing, I did actually turn and say to my friend at the weekend, I actually feel suddenly like I've become an adult.
It's so
I've got to 45 and now I'm like, I feel like I'm actually adulting now.
I know, but it's just I don't know. It's those little epiphany moments every now and then when he's kind of like, that seems so grown up. Look at the landscape. Isn't it lovely, Ellen?
Oh, wow.
Although I don't know why they cut those metasequoias. Look, I don't know if that's a thing or what.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
I don't think that's bleaching, is it? I think that's killing.
That's hacking. No. I don't really know what that's all about.
It's beautiful.
Have they gone across the tops as well? Oh no, they haven't.
No, what you can see there is a better one. like the worst one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. They look kind of a bit ethereal from this ethereal, whatever you say, from here behind
That's
you.
a friend who learnt the word canapé written down.
Yeah.
So she would say canape. And it's starred for Cade. She learnt most of her words written down.
Do you know what? But that's the truth when it comes to plant names. Very often, if you've not studied it, you learn the plant name and then you say it differently. Do you know, to what maybe the majority of people say.
I don't mind how people say plant names. I'm less snobby about that than I am how people say normal words.
And I learned a new word yesterday that I'd never heard before, which
What's
I know.
Funicular?
Hang on a minute. It was an email that we both received. I'm just going to have to see if I can find. I can't even remember what the name is now. And it was about omitting something from what you're going to submit. And I actually had to say to my hubby, what does this word mean? I have no idea what it means. I've never heard of it. Hang on, I've got it here somewhere. Please could you send us a PDF redacted statement? Redacted.
That means take something out, doesn't it?
Exactly, but I didn't realise that. I figured because within the context of the email, I understood what it must have meant because they didn't want certain personal details, for example. But I'd never ever heard of redacted before, and I was like, I don't know what redacted means. So you learn something all the time.
Well, no, to think that the word, when someone says, it all depends on this, I used to think it was a word that was or depends.
Or depends.
Like ORDIPENDS. Or when someone would say this afternoon, I would think it had a Z in it and it was all one word, this afternoon.
This afternoon.
That's how you hear stuff. Yeah.
This afternoon. I think you're right. I would rather be told that I'm saying or spelling something wrong than plant names. I don't care about that at all. I think I've said to you before, years and years ago, I was at a garden event and I said penstemon. Now I can't remember what way round.
Yeah.
I said penstemon.
Yeah.
Someone said, no, that's not how you say it. It's penstemon. But it was, but she was very haughty about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like, well, you knew what I meant, and is there?
There's no need sometimes. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Does it matter?
Yeah. No, totally. I get you, darling.
Thank you.
We had a lovely workshop at Camden Garden Centre the other day.
Oh yeah, you've done your workshops. You've done a container one and weird and
it was so cute, actually. And it's so lovely to have such an engaged little group. And because it was quite small, they actually then talked to each other and kind of like a dynamic that I don't think you get with a large, massive hall of stuff. So, and then we had a presentation, weird and wacky presentation at their house plant shop in Richmond.
Right.
Yesterday, was it? Yeah, Monday. Yeah. So that was nice. Oh, there's a bike shop. All right. So that was cool. I just saw a bike shop. I don't know why this really it's such a trendy landscape. Oh, sorry,
apart from those hacked back trees.
Well, yeah, but also this really twee obelisk archway here, which looks really out of place. It's like everything's trendy apart from that. But the planting is they're just planting new stuff all the time, so it just always looks pristine and somewhat quite unrealistic. Yeah, but
it must look lovely, when spring is in full flow and in summer.
Yeah, defo. And the containers and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool, darling.
Good. So are you now on your way in to do your show, get prepared?
I am, yeah. So I'm going to have to cut you off.
Well, that's fine. What's new?
No. But it's so nice to talk to you, naturally.
That sounded so sarcastic and insensitive. I can't tell you.
These are nice magnolias, though. See?
Yeah, they're lovely. They're not flowering. Did you say that magnolias are just starting to flower there at the moment?
Yeah, they've been going for maybe 10 days. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. I feel like they're nearly done, but I guess I'm talking about London with that, which is obviously then a little bit warmer, a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they feel almost done.
Ours have been and gone here. So the one thing that I do feel lucky about is that I get spring here and then I get back and get a bit of spring there as well. So it's like an extended spring, which is really nice. All right, well, we'll let you get on with your show. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Okay, cool. Enjoy the...
See you soon.
Cool. Yes, you too. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care and don't eat meat. Is that the best advice you had all week?
Thank you for that. I'll take that on board.
Be sure to check out our sponsor, Stoneleigh Wines. Their premium wines in New Zealand are made from 100% sustainably sourced grapes, and they're vegan certified. Our favourite, the Stoneleigh Sauvignon Blanc, displays fresh and varietally true aromas of passion fruit and vibrant citrus and crisp notes. Yummy. We have an exclusive discount for listeners, and you can get 20% off Stoneleigh Sauvignon Blanc exclusively on Amazon when you use the code Stoneleigh20. The music for the Plant-Based podcast is part of the song Grow by Mikey James, and our editor is Gareth Patch of Semi Echo.